Hello, 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 and welcome to Hustle Woman Radio, where the joy of the Lord is our strength so that the obstacles of life don't become our kryptonite. This is the station where you will learn, laugh, and get loved on. I am your host, the Hustle Woman herself, also known as the Inspirationalist, the one and only Aquila Maddox. I have a passion to see women walk in joy, peace, and love within themselves as well as their relationships. That itself causes a major impact on your productivity as well as your self-esteem. Because I don't want to see my queens depressed and unaware of their self-worth. Good evening. Welcome on again to this amazing Sunday where we're going to share with each other. And okay, so I'm obviously having some technical difficulties here with my music, but anywho, I'm super excited to be here on another Sunday. I'm even more excited because I have a guest on today, and it's honest and truthfully an honor and a privilege to have her because I've gotten to know her in a more personal way, not just being familiar with her on a business standpoint, but we've absolutely had an opportunity to get to have build a relationship. And so with that being said, I wanted to just introduce to you Tamika Williams. Hello, Tamika.
Hi there.
How you doing this evening?
I am doing great.
Awesome. Super excited to have you on this Sunday. Thank you for being a guest.
No, thank you.
On Hustle Woman Radio. So listen, you guys, let me tell you something. So Tamika's going to introduce herself and tell you more about what she's done, but I really wanted her to share her story because I believe a lot of my hustle women out there, we all have these experiences where life, throws us some curveballs, some things that we're not necessarily prepared for. And I thought this would be a really good opportunity for us to talk about how to continue to flow in productivity and continue to execute so that we meet our goals and also begin to still reflect the work that God is processing in us. And he said, I am faithful to complete the work that he began. So what that means is that even when it looks like it's broken, there's a work being done. Would you agree, Tamika?
Definitely.
Okay, y'all. So she's not, listen, I would say she's camera shy, but there's no camera. So she's mic shy. So we're going to just help her warm up a little bit here. Yes, we're going to help her warm up here. So make her feel welcome, send some prayers her way, and say, let's say, bless the mic, Tamika. Bless the mic. Bless the mic. So anyhow, so Tamika, tell us what you do and, tell us about yourself. This is a Hustle Woman, platform. So we want to know all about the hustle in your woman. What's up?
Well, I just found my hustle. So, recently, liberated from a job, which I liked, kind of, sort of, but was liberated, and with the help of Aquila and some other, well, mainly Aquila, but I got some good nuggets and love from other people that I've just met. I've been able to venture off into entrepreneurship for myself, and so I have my own business that I'm working on, being a virtual assistant. And so that's providing support and admin and personal assistance to small businesses and entrepreneurs. And so I'm super excited. It took off way quicker than I thought it would. I'm thinking I got until February, and it's like, nope, you got until Tuesday because I have my first client.
Woo! That's awesome. So when did this all take place?
This took place on December 10th. It was pushed out of me. Literally, I came up with a name and I got my email and I'm feeling all happy, and then all of a sudden it was like the next day I had like 2 leads, and then the following week I had 2 signed clients, like contracts, paid clients. Like I said, I was liberated from my job just on December 10th, and
what is that? Okay, hold on. Explain, what does that mean to be liberated? What does that mean to be liberated? Because that's a great
cut off.
Let go, cut off. Okay.
Here's your to-go box.
Here's your your to-go order.
Right. You want this to go?
Right, exactly. So, okay.
And so I'm super happy that one of my clients alone, I can pay my rent, which is super important. Need somewhere to live.
Amen.
But and conduct business. But one of my clients alone, I can like pay my rent with. So that's a good relief. And it's just shocking, and I'm super humbled. And can't wait to see where this goes.
That's awesome. So notice how she took her experience and she said she was liberated. So for people out there, I just think that's very important to know that there will be transitions in life, you know, where we may get fired or laid off. However, we come to that exit strategy that we were probably, again, not necessarily prepared for. That's an opportunity for you to be liberated and set free into some other promises and opportunities, because God is so intentional. Nothing is done on accident. And then following that liberation, she just explained that we clearly you have what you said, two leads, and these are different leads than your clients.
Right.
So that's amazing. That's really good to hear. So, so what's the name of your business?
It is Quintessential Services. So, I've just found out that people pronounce that totally different. Some people pronounce it quintessential or quintessential, whichever. For short, it's Q Services. And so the meaning of that is high class, high quality of, anything. So it can be cars, it can be a service, it can be anything, right? So I figured that it would be a great name because I do want to produce high class and high quality services to my clients.
Awesome.
And so that's what I'm aiming for.
Awesome. That is really awesome and amazing. So now I know that if we just be real honest, there are some emotions that probably went through your that you probably had through your experiences of being maybe like frustrated, upset, you wanted to throw some, you want to punch somebody, throw some, I don't know, like, what was that like? Like, were you okay being let go? Was you just like, it's cool, it's a walk in the park? How did you process that? So you think
I'll be used to this by now, since I've been working for contract companies for, let's say, the last 5 years since I left my hometown. And so you would think that would be something I'm used to. However, I get comfortable in certain spots, certain jobs. I get super comfortable where I think, hey, I'm doing a good job. I'm professional. They like me. We mesh really well. And then like the next day is something totally different. But I honestly think, well, I don't know. I honestly feel like this was it for me. Like, I got what I could get out of working for corporate America. Even if I have to go back, which I hope I never do. I totally feel like God was telling me I need to work for myself. Like, I've been shown that before. Like, you need to work for yourself. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like even with this job, I saw it happening. I think it was just the timing and like the way it was executed is kind of what threw me off. And so I was super frustrated. It was in the middle of the holidays, single mom.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, could this have come at, and it's funny because I was just saying like, thank you. I'm finally, been able to work for a whole year.
Creating stability.
Yes.
Right.
And now it was funny because I was like, oh my God, I'm working during the holidays because normally I'm working for a tip agency and they're like, oh, we don't need your services or, whatever. They use you through the holidays and then like January 1st, you get in the boot.
Right.
So I was just like, it was a sign of relief. And literally that same week, it was like that relief was just like.
You've been punked.
Uprooted.
Right.
I was like,
Then should have popped out.
Like. Exactly. And it was funny because now that I think about it, like I stood in his office and I'm like going back and forth, and it was just finally something just moved my body out of the office. Like the exit is right there, and it was like as soon as I walked out, Aquila called me. I think probably one of the best people to call me because I'm just like going off and venting, and she was like, "Okay, well, we got time. You want to waste it venting, or you want to waste it, being productive?" And so I was like, all right, well, I'm on my way over there because it didn't make sense to go home and be mad and, down in my sorrows. So came over, and then that's when we just like literally talked it out, got everything out, and literally executed an idea for my business. And I have to say, like my leads are from Aquila, so I thank her for that.
She didn't have to say that.
But still.
And she's listening. And she's not a paid actress.
No, I'm not, literally.
well, amen for the opportunity to be able to be a blessing to you. But I'm really proud of you. So, I mean, this is really honest and truthfully. It's not about me, honestly. That's not the reason that I was looking forward to having you on. I really was looking forward to you sharing your story, because a lot of times we do place our comfort and our trust in our jobs. We place our trust in our comfort and our bosses that we've established relationships with. And then, like you said, just as soon as we get super comfortable, we're kind of snug into our spot, and then the Lord shakes things up. Like, wait a minute. And although I don't believe that God is intentionally setting out to destroy you and say, hey, let me snatch your job from you like a rug from under your feet. But what I do believe is that God says, I am the one you should be depending on. I am the source that provides all of the resources that you need. And when we become so comfortable with the resources and we lose sight of the source, he at times does have an amazing way of reminding us of that. And I think that it's really good that, like you said too, this could have been like super devastating, because like you said, you had this experience before, you've dealt with this, time and time again, where you look up, and I mean, who wouldn't want to, you have a young child, correct? Mm-hmm. So who wouldn't want to bless their kids for Christmas or whatever it is that however you celebrate Christmas, you definitely don't want to be without lights, you know? So, I mean, like you said, the timing and all of that, but to know that you were still able to take, your experience and turn around and be productive, it is honest and truthfully very commendable. So I want you to know that I am extremely proud of you. And for any woman out there, or any person, period, that may be encountering, transition during this time. Right. You are a testimony that it's doable, right? Literally. That is doable. And, everybody's story doesn't turn around so quickly, No. Because you've had stories that did not turn around so quickly, correct?
Exactly. I've lived in shelters. I've lived in my car. I've lived in hotels due to the same thing. Working for temp jobs and, it's temp to perm, and you put all your hard work in, and it's like, just like, I don't know, it's like a devastating feeling. Like, you get comfortable and you're like, oh, I'm finally gonna make it. This is, I love this job, and got a car, got my own place, I'm doing good, I'm doing what in society, it looks right. Right. So, and being a single mom, I'm able to provide for my child. I need to ask for handouts. I don't need anybody's help. And then it's like, as soon as you get to that comfort level, it's like snatched away from you. And so, back then, I would just go into a deep depression and, trying to fix things myself, mm-hmm. and sometimes make things worse. Totally, I'm not one to lie, but, my faith, probably little to none. Mm-hmm. So, I'm trying to fix everything myself instead of, looking to God or praying or, asking for help. Right. That was a big thing that I was probably just now come to be comfortable with, is asking for help. And so, like I said, I was used to just trying to fix everything myself. And sometimes that landed me in a more devastating situation. I remember driving around the shelter for like 2 hours, and I'm not going in there. Literally depleting my savings. Was finally happy I had a savings account. I'm doing it. I'm saving money. I don't got to ask anybody for anything. And it was like somebody was in my car and was like, go in there. And I'm like, I'm not going in the shelter. Like, I got my child.
Now, what do you think? Because I've been there where I don't ask for help. I'm hustle woman. Like, that's, the way that name was even given to me was given to me by one of my friends who was like, you are a hustle woman for real. Like, there is not much you don't do and can't do and blah, blah, blah. And so it was like, it's something to be proud of, right? To be able to take care of yourself, to have these multiple abilities, but then but realistically, if we don't pay attention and we don't be careful, we can get caught up. And I believe the enemy has a way of manipulating, even the abilities that we have to make us think that just because we have the ability that we're supposed to be able to do it by ourselves. Right. So what do you think causes yourself or even other women to not want to ask for help? Like, what do you think it is?
Well, for me personally, it was a pride, and just something within myself to prove people wrong, that I don't need help. Because back when I was younger, or at a time where I did need help, like really bad in my life, it was talked about.
Right.
Oh, I had to help Tamika, and Tamika had to come over and ask me for food, or I had to give Tamika money, and it was like, well, I came to you, being desperate, like I needed this from you, and I came to you thinking you were genuine to, help me and give me a hand, and then as soon as I leave, you're, blasting it out to everybody. And so at that time, it was like, you know what, let me give you back what you gave me, and we move on from here. And after that, I think I was about maybe 19 years old, I never asked anybody for anything. Right. I could be starving, I could be, my lights about to be shut off, rent need to be paid. I'm not asking anybody for anything. Right. So, luckily in some of those instances, I was able to, get it back on my feet. Recover quickly. Right. But nobody would ever know. Unless, it was one of my best friends, or, somebody that I could trust. I was venting. But, and like I said, that's when I was like 19. I'm 30. And so I'm just now in a place where I'm a little bit okay with asking for help. It just depends on who it is.
And what's so interesting, like, this is a very passionate part of what it, for me, in talking to other women and really helping women understand the power of who they are and the value of their capacity, is because even as we look in the scriptures and we look at the life of the Proverbs 31 woman, which is the foundation of which hustle woman exists, right? Because the hustle woman, radio is just simply the modern day P31, the woman who is able to deal with life and family and business and work and everything that she has to deal with, but keep it doing and moving, right? Right. Well, one of the things that she did at the very beginning of her day was provide whatever it was, basically making provision for her maidservants. And that hit me like a ton of bricks, because we are so fooled, wherever it comes from, society, family, experiences, we are fooled to think that we're going to be able to do everything that God has created us, even given us a capacity to do, but by ourselves. And Jesus was so bomb, like he came down and immediately, like as soon as the Lord gave him the age, opportunity to be able to start really doing this thing, he immediately started pulling in team. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Hashtag Team Jesus. Like, are you get the t-shirt? Because I need some assistance over here. And he went and grabbed him and built him up a whole squad of 12 men that would help to bring this goal and this vision to fruition. And so we are fooled. Like, the enemy think that he got us baffled and bamboozled, but he don't, because I believe that a lot more women too are also understanding the power of being able to partner up. But I want to say this, that regardless of whether people say what they're going to say or not, know that everything, I really believe God has his hand in it all, and he has his hand over it all. So at the end of the day, because I went through the same thing, girl, I was like, I'm not going to ask nobody for help, because the last thing I want to do is owe you, and it have to be in my will. Because, you heard, what was it, Kevin Hart? And he was talking about his uncle at the funeral. Yes. And he was like, he's talking about, okay, who going to pay me? How this work? Did that roll over to you? That's the last thing. That's the last thing I wanted. Was my child. Right. Was me to die. And somebody talking about, they owe him, I owe them $32 and my child in the morning. And can you give me your mama's $32? Because she owed me.
When y'all gonna talk to the lawyers about
this life insurance? Let's get this settled real quick. Exactly.
I got that already sold up. Listen.
So I did not want that, and so I was like, let me try not to ask anybody for help, so they don't hang it over my head. But I had to, but I believe the Lord had to tell me as well, like, Akula, that's not even for you to worry about. Like, people are going to talk until they die, and I must tell you this, that negative people and those kind of naysayers and all those people, they're like roaches. They will not die. They will not become extinct. They've been here since before Jesus was here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They showed up on the scene in the form of a snake in the garden. They showed up, again on the mountain with Jesus. Like, they continue. They will not die. They will all forever be here. They showed up with Joseph and the woman, the Potiphar's, I think it's a Potiphar, but anyway, his boss, basically, his wife was trying to, hem him up in a corner, and she lied and was deceptive and had him thrown in prison. These people will not die. So you cannot, I don't recommend, should I say, that you ever base what God is doing in your life off of their response in any stretch of by any stretch of the imagination, because God is the one because here's, the Bible says that the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. That means that we got to be connected to some wicked folk to be blessed.
I've actually seen that come to pass.
Yeah, you gotta be blessed. You gotta be blessed. You gotta be connected to wicked people to be blessed. And the thing is that you may have to deal with what comes along with it.
Right.
Meaning, they may say some crazy things. They may give you some attitude, but just say it as you're writing my check.
Right.
Please and thank you. Right.
Right.
You said you've had some. What you just made a comment. You said you've had to deal with that.
No, I finally had a chance to. Well, probably not finally, but in my new eyes, I call it.
In your new eyes.
See that, where I think me being let go from my job just recently was a plot. I think it was like planned out. Actually, I was told it was planned out, but it was crazy because I remember in the car and I was like, man, if I had like $350, I can, pay my rent for January. I don't have to, be worrying about where that's coming from. And then to get a phone call, no, actually an email saying, well, hey, I was going to pay you out until the end of the year.
From who?
From our boss.
Wow.
So, old boss. And so...
The one who liberated you.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Just paid me throughout the year. And so...
And he wasn't... The relationship became rocky, should I say.
Right.
Just briefly, the relationship became rocky, right? Towards the end and stuff like
bringing
that.
In people that he's worked with before and had established relationships with before. Kind of know how that goes with people.
Right.
So
after letting you go,
right,
in a not so professional way, and not having really not much information about why let go and things like that, and how long when did he send you the email? How long was it?
This is probably about a week after I was let go.
Okay.
So, actually, I sent him an email asking about unemployment, and then that's when he responded. Well, his intentions were to pay me throughout the year.
Wow, that's awesome.
So
that's awesome. So even in that experience where he probably I remember, if I'm not mistaken, you were like, well, he wasn't nice at all or anything like that, but still ended up reaching out to you and was able to be a blessing to you and meet the need even more than what you expected. Exactly. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing. And that's another reason too that, I think it's very good, your response, because sometimes we waste energy on things that God is like, I've already got this planned out. So while you over there huffing and puffing, throwing a fit, mad and angry, I've already worked this thing out and you tripping for nothing. And so why not just utilize our best energy to do other things that, and make good use of our time. Right. So that's really a blessing to hear. I hope and pray that this segment was a blessing to some people out there, because I'm telling you, like, listen, this life, I always tell people, I believe life is challenging. It's hard at times, but it's doable. Like, that is my mantra. It is not always easy, but it's doable. Would you agree?
Yes.
And no matter what, I really believe that God is with us, and it's not gonna, listen, God is so amazing. He doesn't have the same perspective that we have. And so when we're so close to our own situations, it makes it difficult to see how this is a part of a plan, because it looks like this is the end. It looks like this is the plan. This looks like this is a pit stop, or, right, or something like that. But it isn't. It's all, for God, he draws straight with crooked lines. And so everything, when it's brought together, is a part of an amazing story for your life. I'm really excited for you. I say congratulations 100 times over, on your business. I look forward to hearing about the other amazing opportunities you like I say, congratulations on your 2 clients. Congratulations on your leads and the more to come. You guys look for her. She is on Facebook as Tamika Haney. She's got Q Essentials out there. Q Services out there as a Facebook page.
Yes, I do.
And do you have a Twitter or anything else? Are you working on that?
Nope. I'm working on my Instagram.
Okay. You have a website yet? You working on it?
Website is coming sooner than expected.
Oh, awesome.
So hopefully by Tuesday I'll have a website.
Awesome. So what's the website address? Do you have one?
It is qservicesllc.com.
Watch yourself. You better watch yourself, y'all. Listen, this is Hustle Woman. I'm super excited again, as always, on this amazing Sunday to be able to encourage not only the women, but of course the men out there too. But I definitely want to let the women know and remind you that, listen, we are the Hustle Woman because the joy of the Lord is our strength, so that the obstacles of life don't become our kryptonite. Y'all should see Tamika over here. She's mouthing it. She's like, I got that part down pat. But you know what? It's so much better when you don't just get down the phrase, but when you can live out the life. And so I want to say again, congratulations to you, Tamika, on all your amazing endeavors. And we look forward to hearing more from you. Listen, you guys, stay tuned. I cannot wait for next week. We have more amazing things coming up. Listen, check me out. I'm on Blab every once in a while. I had an amazing opportunity to be on Blab this week with a couple of interesting people, and it's always fun, you guys, always fun. If you're not familiar with Blab, plug in on your iPhones as well as your PCs, because they're not on Androids yet. Boo, whatever. So, right. So she said Team Droid. But anyhow, what else we got coming up? Listen, Hustle Woman Convention is live and active, ready to go. I am encouraging you out there to get registered. You do not want to miss this event. We have 11 speakers, not including myself, like not a game. We have 11 speakers, you guys, that will be in the building just for you ladies, just for you, so that they can empower you to know the power of your existence, as well as the value of your capacity. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. It is $27.50 plus a fee. That's the early registration rate, which I believe goes through like January 8th or something like that. So I'm encouraging you. We also have a couple of reserved seating available for those of you who want to be able to be straight in the front. Don't have to worry about general admission seating and first come, first serve. You can actually reserve a seat in the front. So super excited, you guys, as always, to connect with you. Woo! That was an amazing session, you guys. Listen, we was having difficulties with my music, and if y'all know me well, I love music. So anyhow, I'm about to get on up out of here, and I hope y'all have a wonderful night.